Hey guys, so I wanted to do a quick video for you on isolations, basically just breaking down a bunch of them and drills for cleaning them up and getting clean lines and stuff. I really like starting with two-hand isolations just because it gives you the full feel of where the isolation's supposed to be. So I like to start on the inside of the hoop, so make sure your hands are inside of it. You're holding the bottom with both hands and your thumbs are kissing. From here, you're going to bring the hoop up to the side. Now at this point, you'll feel your top arm or your right one is getting uncomfortable. It doesn't want to go any further from this point. This motion, you kind of at the end here. So you're going to let go with this right hand. You're going to continue this half a turn with this one, and as you do, you're going to grab behind it so at the top that you're pinky to pinky, so your pinkies are kissing. Then from here, we're going to bring it down, and then right as you get to that, like, halfway mark, bottom hand becomes very uncomfortable. That's your left arm. We're going to let go, and I'm going to grab it again, thumb to thumb, down here. Now this is doing an isolation to the right, or counterclockwise if I'm looking at it. If I wanted to do regular clockwise isolations, I would start at the bottom here, and I'm going to go up. And now, again, the top arm is going to get uncomfortable, which is my left one. I'm going to let go, grab again behind it, pinky to pinky at the top, come down to the side here. It gets uncomfortable here. We're going to let go, grab it here, and bring it back. So once you're comfortable with this concept, a good thing to do is go in front of a mirror, or like I do here, you can't really see, but you're mounted on my car. So I use my mirrors in my car, and I watch the top of the hoop, and I like to try and line it up with the top of my forehead here, so that it's perfectly even with my forehead in the window. It might not be even for you guys, but what I see is even. And I bring it up, and I'm watching to make sure I'm tracing that line perfectly. So that way it never leaves that spot on my forehead. And the more you practice with a mirror or with something where you can see what you're actually doing, the cleaner the isolation will start to get. Another thing I like to do when I don't have mirrors or I'm just lazy and I'm tired, I like to sit down. And you can actually sit right on the floor, Indian style, however you're comfortable, and I bring my hands to the bottom of the hoop here, and I like to practice them right off the ground. So if you're doing your two-hand isolations, the hoop should never touch the floor. If you're not lifting enough on this beginning part here, or not coming down enough on the end part here, the hoop will drop and hit the floor, or it'll lift and go away from the floor. So you want to make sure that when you're practicing them, you can keep it right there without touching. It's good too when you get into the one-hand isolations, you can put the hand down so now the knuckles are touching the floor. And I'm going to go isolation, and you want to make sure that when you get to this point, if you don't lift enough, the hoop drops and hits the floor right there. So I got to make sure that when I do my isolation here, I'm lifting that hand up. The hand isn't just, it's not just rolling over my hand's actually lifting up and coming to this point, because from here, it's not just going roll, it's going roll and up so that I can lift it to go from this point to here. Same thing when I'm coming down, I have to scoop down to the floor. You can't just follow the circle, you got to kind of really put a scoop into it. So a good thing to do is just sit home and drill these right on the floor. Just try and keep them right here where they are. Which gets us onto the topic of the one-hand isolations. Depends if you're a lefty or a righty, which way you might be more comfortable. As a righty, when looking at the hoop straight forward, I like to go counterclockwise here. This is my normal isolation. It doesn't mean that you can't go this other direction, but I'm just not as comfortable with it, and that's just the way I learned it. If you are learning that way, isolation absolutely can be done in either direction. You'll see though, one of them looks a lot cleaner on me than the other. And that's just, I don't practice that direction, so you can see the difference in where I practice and where I don't. Another thing I like to practice are my cat's eyes, my linear isolations going straight across. When I work on these, I like to start with the hoop down by my belly button here. I hold it at the bottom, I'm pushing it out to the side so my wrist won't go any further. And then you're gonna basically let go and let the hoop roll and slide straight across your body to the other side. When I do these, what I like to focus on is I have the belly button here, I push straight out, now my arm is straight out. So when I get to the other side, my arm better be straight out to the side again. So when I'm bringing it straight across in front of me, I actually kind of have to lift my arm up to clear that hump. So watch as I go straight across, my arm lifts up to roll over. So that way when I get to this side, I'm straight out again. And that's how you get that appearance of that nice clean line. Again, if you don't sit and drill these for hours and hours and hours, sometimes when I'm bored and the music comes on, I'm just like, ISO, ISO, ISO. And I just sit there like this for like 20 minutes. But eventually you will feel that smooth motion. You're like, all right, this is where it's supposed to be, and it feels flat and clean. But again, I mean, I practice outside and I face my car always. I can see myself in the side of the car, so I kind of have a cheat there, where other people who are outside don't have, you know, that advantage. But you know, even if if you're in the backyard, if the sun's hitting you, watch your shadow. Make sure those lines are moving straight across. Another fun thing to do with isolations is the box. So if I take the hoop at the bottom here, this is basically the cat's eye, you can shoot straight down to the ground, and we're gonna go diagonal to the sky and up, and now basically you're on the side of the hoop, so you're gonna pull and isolate it across to this side, and then slide it down to the other. And now you've made the full X shape, and then from here actually you can pull it down and across to this side. It's kind of hard at this point when it's so dramatic to keep it clean, because you kind of have to like duck down to keep that nice line at the bottom. But this is one of those fun ones. It's, you know, it's fun to work on shapes and different movements to help you clean up and learn your planes and keep it, you know, straight in front of you. You want to make sure that it's straight going across the body. Trying to think of other things. A great thing is if you have a friend who's into hooping, or someone else that just is like, yeah, I'll totally help you out for 2 minutes with this random weird thing you want me to do. You can grab at the bottom, and you can have a partner on the other side grab at the top. So they would be facing you. So they'd be on this side, holding it up here on the inside. So if they're up here on the inside, and you're down here on the inside, and you guys do an isolation together, when you get to the top, they'll be coming around to the bottom, and they'll be holding the extra weight, and that'll actually teach you to keep it in place. It's kind of hard to demonstrate without another person here, but if you imagine I'm holding it on the inside, on the other side of the hoop, and when I roll here, the person's holding it. So then when I pull down, they're gonna let their hands roll. And it'll teach you to clean up that isolation and where it really should be, because it's not just let the hoop roll over my hand. If I just let it roll over my hand when I get there, watch what happens. I go up, roll over my hand, it drops, and it looks funky. You gotta make sure that you get to here and you're lifting. You can see my shoulder even. It's actually coming, the motion looks like it's coming from my shoulder. And when I practice a ton of isolations, my shoulders kill me. They feel like they're on fire. So if your shoulders aren't burning, you haven't practiced enough. I'm not saying go hurt yourself practicing either. You know, if you feel your shoulders burning, give them a break, definitely. Don't kill yourself, please. But, you know, if you really want to drill these isolations, you want to get them clean, it's going to take time, and you're going to have to sit there and get to this point, lift and roll, scoop it down, bring it up, lift and get that roll. You really got to lift with the arm. When I'm lifting, it's coming from my shoulder. It's a shoulder kind of lift. But I hope this helps you guys clean up your isolations. Drill, drill, drill is the name to the game. You know, sometimes I'm out here for like 20-30 minutes just drilling my favorite isolations. Oh, one other thing I wanted to show you real quick is folding your isolations. So if you're working on isolations and you're like, all right, I got this down, it's pretty clean, but now I'm getting bored and I want to do something else. If you're at the bottom here, you can take the isolation and you can fold it this way, then you can finish it to the side and fold it this way and finish it to the side. And basically what you're doing is taking the hoop. So if I'm here across my body, the front of the hoop's pushing out front and folding back, and now it's taking me to the outside of the hoop. And this will take you from doing, like, if you're doing regular inside the hoop isolations, you're gonna go flip, now I'm on the outside. Then I'm gonna come down to the side and I'm gonna push it forward out and away and flip it over. Now I'm back on the inside of the hoop. Coming to the bottom, and you can hit all 4 corners with this. You could probably hit even more if you really wanted to go crazy. But again, from here, you're gonna flip the front of the hoop forward, away, and down from you while you're pulling the top up to get that nice clean flip look. And from here, you're gonna isolate down to the side, and I'm hitting these corner marks. So now I'm gonna push this forward, out, and away from me, flip it over, and now I'm at this corner. And that's how you can take your isolations and flip, fold them, have fun with them. You can even do halves. So instead of doing the full quarters, you could do half an isolation, flip, half an isolation, flip. And you can do the same with the top and bottom. You can flip, and then, oh, actually, hold on. You have to be on the inside. You'd be here, so you could go here, flip. You'd isolate, no, it'd be on the outside then. You'd have to flip there. So the top and bottom doesn't work so well. But mess around with it, see what you come up with, have fun, and I hope this helps you guys. Have a great day.